Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. We're excited to have you, as we always are, each and every time, because it's just a blessing just to have you stop by the show. Well, have you ever had one of those days that, well, you just need your day, your time? You just want to just kind of do your thing without anything else interrupting you? Well, the other day I had that day. And I just thought, you know what? My wife and my girls are getting ready to go, and they went to a play, and the next day they actually went to the state fair, and I just thought to myself, well, you know what? This is my time. I think I'm just going to go play. Well, we have all kinds of versions of play, don't we? We go through, and maybe some of us like to golf, or some of us like to fish, or some of us just like to hang out in the garage, and that's kind of my play. This is my happy place, out in the garage. And so I thought, instead of going out garage sailing or estate sailing, I'm just going to go shopping in my own garage and see what I can find. And I just start going through bins, and lo and behold, you know what I did? I found a bunch of stuff, some newly acquired, some old stuff, and I just started cleaning it up. And boy, I got to tell you, that was so much fun. I got started cleaning, and before you know it, I ran through a few tools, and I didn't film any of it because remember, this was my day. I just wanted just to relax and just kind of do what I wanted to do. And so I just grabbed a mixture of all kinds of stuff and just started cleaning it up. Well, I thought I would show you what I found. Are you ready? All right, let's get the camera turned around and let me show you what we cleaned up. Here we go. All right, so let me show you what we have here. Now, some of the stuff I've shown on past videos has just been sitting on shelves or in bins, and I just never cleaned it up. So we have this pair of needle nose, and as you can see, you probably, you know what, I probably should have took some pictures of it all, but like I said, it was just my day. I just wanted to relax and just kind of not be under the pressure. But my goodness, the reason why I kind of kept this around is because of the embellishment here. You see how it has the nice print right along the side there. Love that, and it's super clean. Look at that bad boy. And so I love that. And then the inside just says West Germany, I believe. Yep. And so as we go through Drop Forge, West Germany. But I just love that. I love a good pair of pliers that just has some good appeal to it. So anyways, that was one of them that we had there. You might notice my background changed a little bit. I took out those little boxes. I put, you remember we did some of those Kennedy boxes. Well, I'm kind of experimenting, just kind of see where I'm going to put a few of them. And so I know some of you guys have requested to see if I would let go of a few of these boxes, and the answer is yes. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to keep. So bear with me if you don't mind, pretty please. All right, so there's one that we had there. I think that's probably the only pair of pliers. Oh no, I guess I got another pair here. So as we go through and look at this here, we can see the tip of it here. And so I think it's for hose clamps, I think. I'm not sure for certain on that there. Now this one here, I didn't do anything with the pin because you can see it has a little bit of an offset here. So I'll never use these. They're just more for a looker, just to kind of clean it up a little bit there. But you can see it does have that stamping right there. And so that's pretty cool. Don't have a pair of these at all, but you'll notice the embellishment or the print along the side there looks really good. Looks like somebody probably carved some initials in this, I think, or something. But I just thought, you know what, that's kind of cool. And that brand that's right there again, I'll see if I can look that up. I don't know if I can find anything on it or not. Or if you know, please put that on there. GS Crestborn or something like that. I'm not exactly sure that's the name on it, but anyways, that's another pair of pliers that I cleaned up there, and I'm pretty certain that's it. All right, so that's all my pliers that I did. Or no, doggone it. I can't see for nothing. And so here's another pair of pliers. Now, you remember this one I put on a video before. I had this this finger handle here, and I love that. Look how well that cleaned up there. Now this one here, that pin is kind of loose in here, and notice what happens when they get a little bit loose. They get all kind of cockeyed that way. And so again, I didn't do anything with that pin to kind of smash it back down. I just cleaned them up. I was just on a cleaning mode, and away we went. Now this one here, we don't have any manufacturer indication marks on here at all, except for it just says West Germany on there. But just the fact of that handle where you can put your fingers right there, I just thought that was cool. I don't have another pair of those, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to clean those up too. All right, now for certain, I'm not going to give you no more pliers, even if I have some. Let me look and see just to make sure. I don't think I have any. All right, now you remember this one here? I put in a video on one of the tool hauls, this kind of unique hammer. And so as I went through, looks like it has a number 6 on it. Or it could be a number 9, I guess. But I think it's a number 6. And so as I went through, this thing just had a bunch of surface rust on it. So I went through and cleaned it all up. I wire wheeled it down, wiped it all down with some alcohol, and then we blued it, and then we put a coat of oil on it. And check that out. What do you think about that? Man, do you like that? I kind of dig it on that. I mean, that's cute as all get out. Now, I don't think I'll ever use it. I mean, it has a little tiny hammer head over here. Looks like somebody maybe has. I don't know. It's kind of rough casting, I guess. But as you can see, it has a little pry bar on this side, little pry bar on this side, little hook on this side. My goodness, that's just beautiful, I think. And so I love that. Love it, love it, love it. I hope you do too. So, all right, so we got that. Do you remember this wrench? I know I had this one in there. Well, I think it was called Unique Tool Haul or something like that, Unique Tools. So this was that crown, that 1-inch crown on that side, 7/8 on this side. And so hardened steel. And so as you can see, we have some other numbers that are right there. And so, but it's a real thin wrench. It just kind of stamped out, I think, out of some steel. But anyways, it was kind of cool. I never had one that said crown before. So I just cleaned that one up. This one had a bunch of surface rust on it as well. I didn't go all out and just try to smooth out every single little imperfection or anything else like that. Like I said, I was just in a cleaning mode. And so that's kind of neat there. All right. I also had a few old wrenches. I don't know if I ever put this one on video or not, but I grabbed this one here. It was a Nash. I forget where I even picked it up at. Now, remember what I said, I wasn't trying to get it all ground down or anything else like that. I just cleaned it up, threw it in the bath, and then took off all the surface rust. And then this one here, again, all I did was just cleaned it up and blued it, and then put some oil on it, and just to preserve it and keep the rust off of it for as long as I have it in my collection, which will be probably till the end of my days. And so, but that's kind of cool. Now, remember, I used to have a Nash wrench, and I ran across a gentleman that was actually restoring a Nash car that he didn't know that these came in a little kit. So I gave it to him. But anyways, I got another one. It wasn't the exact one, but that was kind of cool. All right. And I know I put this one on there on that unique haul. So I got this one cleaned up a little bit. Frick Company. And so as we go through, this has 100, or excuse me, 1006B, so 1006. And so now this one says Eclipse, and it has the 9/16 on this side and a 1/2 inch on this side, and that's the wrench. So I blued it on the inside. I just kind of kept it a little bit of a polish. I didn't go all crazy. Like I said, I wasn't trying to bring them all out. I wanted to kind of preserve some of that specialness of being used and abused a little bit. This one has that pitting right there. So wow, love that, man, love that. That turned out nice. So I can't wait to put that in my drawer and kind of go from there. So what do you think about that one? That's kind of cool, right? Some old wrenches just sitting around. You know, it's kind of funny. I pick these up every once in a while. I used to pick up all kinds of them, but I've kind of honed in on my taste just a little bit. I try to pick out some pretty unique ones, like the Crown I never had, the Eclipse I never had, the Nash is pretty unique. So these different pairs of pliers for different reasons. So that was kind of cool. So this was a Billings, and so this Billings here, as you can see, it has that marking on there, so made in the USA. And it has 34 on this side, but the actual stamping I don't see, so it just has that 34. And so I haven't had a chance to look that up. I don't know what this what year it was made or anything like that, but I kind of picked it up because it had a little bit of that offset, as you can see there. So now this one I just cleaned up and just threw some oil on it, just because it just kind of seemed like it had just had a nice finish on it anyways. And so, but anyways, that's my cleaning jobs. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you have done it? Would you just left them rusty? And you know, it's kind of funny. I see some guys, even some guys that come over to the shop and you know, they kind of have their thoughts of maybe they would just leave it just kind of all natural. And you know, I have some that I won't touch, but my goodness, I love looking at clean tools. I mean, I want to pick them up and I want to hold them and I want to feel them and different things like that. And I just think that that's kind of cool. Everybody has a different opinion. Nobody's wrong. It's just a matter of what you like. All right, a few more wrenches. Check this out. I didn't even know I had this. In fact, when I had my garage sale, I had it in my little bin for like 50 cents or $1 or something like that. But it's an old Craftsman. I didn't even know I had that in there. And so you can see it has a C1723-A. And so I went and looked this up. I think it dates back to the 30s, I believe. So I didn't even know I had that in my in that little box. Now it was pretty crunchy, so I couldn't hardly ever read it. That's the reason why. So I just kind of cleaned it up and I'll add it to my Craftsman collection. And so not that it's worth a lot of dollars at all, especially since it's a little pitted right there. But again, we just kind of wire wheeled everything off, 3/8 1/2 inch double opening, and then I just threw a coat of oil on it, some just to kind of preserve it a little bit, and away we go. So there you go. There's that. A couple wrenches you can see over here in the corner of the screen. So this one here is a New Britain, and as you can see here, 11/16 combination wrench that we have here. But man, isn't that neat? Look at that. I just love that fluting that's going right down through the center of that. And so, man, now this thing was just crunchy, but it cleaned up really nice. Man, I had a lot of fun doing that one as well, trying to get inside those grooves, trying to get it all cleaned up. But anyway, so there's that one there. So that's a New Britain. Had a tappet wrench, and this one here actually was a brand that I think I'm starting to get into. None Better. So 3278. And so, wow, what do you think about that? None Better. If you guys have this brand, if you guys collect this, put it down in the comments. I would love to hear that. How popular is this brand? Because for me, it's something that I don't have. Now, speaking of None Better, I happened to pick up a few other pieces in my garage that I found. So let me show you what these are. So I got a little small socket that I found that was None Better. And so as we can see here, and that's that logo, by the way, that circle with the N and the B. And so if you have some of that, or wondering what to look for besides the name, that's that logo, None Better. So it's a 7/16, so 3/8 inch socket. So put this by the None Better collection. And then I also had another one here. Let's see here, this one's stamped None Better. And this one does have that logo real light right there as well. And so this one here is the 5/16. So you can see there, and look at that knurling right along there. Man, is that beautiful or what? Man, it's gorgeous. All right, so got a couple of different sockets there. Got a larger socket. This is a 1/2 inch drive. Same thing on that knurling, but you can tell this one was sat around in some water. Had a lot of rust on it when I got a hold of it. So this is a 1 1/4 inch, None Better. And so a T1240. There's that stamp real light, a little 12 point, but look at that. That cleaned up nice, didn't it? Wow. Wow. Love that. Okay. So again, I'm on a roll. I got some None Better stuff going on here. And so here's an extension that I picked up along the way. And so 1/2 inch drive, really pretty that way as well. So I'm going to put this one right back here to kind of not block the view of some of the other goodies that we have there. Let's see here. We got a couple other sockets that were just random sitting around, and I thought, well, you know what? I have a little bit of PNC. I've been trying to do that. Remember, Snap-on acquired PNC, and so this one says has that registered trademark USA 1 3/16, and so this one cleaned up really well at the same time. So love that. So I want to put this right here and put this back here, and then I had another PNC that cleaned up, and so this is a 1 1/8. So same 1/2-inch drive, same cleaned up really well. So there we go. See if I can kind of get it in frame that way. So there's that. A few other random sockets that I found along the way here. So let's see what these are that I didn't even know that I even had. Had a deep well SK, so 13/16. And so, my goodness, got this one all shined up. And so got this one looking good for the collection. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Got another SK. This one was a impact, and so 17 millimeter, and so metric. And so I went through and cleaned this bad boy up. And you know how impacts get, when they sit around for a while, they get all tarnished and flat, and then they start getting that surface rust. My goodness, look at that. Is that gorgeous? That turned out beautiful in it. So I just kind of cleaned it up, and then I threw some alcohol on it to kind of clean up the residue, and then I blued it and then coated it, and away we go. That's what I got as a finished product. Check this out, a deep well Powercraft. I know some of us like some Powercraft, but somebody went through and thought, well, hey, I'm going to do a different kind of owner's mark. I'm not going to engrave my name on it. I'm going to carve it along the bottom. At least that's what I think it is. It's pretty imperfect there. And so as we go through, we can see that's what that person did, but that's fine, whatever. So we have a Powercraft here, and this one's a 9/16 deep well. And so, wow, love that. All right, so got that cleaned up. Let's see here. I think these are the last two sockets besides some of the sets that I found. So let's look at this one. This was a plumb, and so this plumb is a 3/4 inch. And so, wow, look at that. That's a beaut, isn't it? Man, love that. Love it, love it. All right, so there's a plumb. Happened to go through and get this other one, which is a Proto. Yeah, it's a Proto Los Angeles. And so this is 3/8 inch, and it's not necessarily a deep well. It's kind of a mid-length, so it's because it's not a shorty at all. And so 3/8 inch drive, and so that's kind of cool. Love that. Didn't even know I had that sitting around. Let's see here. Let's look at a few more wrenches, and then away we go. Let's see here. Actually, let's look at some of these more common ones here. So let's look at this one. This one was a Craftsman that I picked up, and it had some condition issues. You can see right there. And so, what do you do with them? Well, you can either put them in your garage sale donation pile, whatever you're going to do, or you can attempt it. And that's what I did. I just kind of attempted. So it's not pristine, but that's where that chrome, it started to rust, and then it starts to flake off. So I just kind of blended it back in. And so if you really are not looking too hard, you probably will never notice it. But, obviously if you're collecting, you probably want something that's going to be in pretty good shape. And I think we had a little bit right here, I believe. But anyways, this was a Flying V. It's the only reason why I did that. So 3/4 7/8 double box. So I did that with that Craftsman. It's just been sitting in a box, and I've been debating, do I keep that thing or do I pass it on down the road? So I just thought, well, you know what, I'm playing. Let me go through and play. Now this is a Hazette, and so, man, this is kind of different. I have some little tiny wrenches that are Hazette, but not one that's big here. So this one here, again, is a Hazette 630 vanadium. And so let's see here, as far as size, I wonder if this is... yeah, so I wonder if this is like metric. So this is 22, and then this is 24, I believe. And so, but that's what that looks like there. Now this one had this little spot. I couldn't get it out. Had a little rust spot, pretty deep. So I went through and just kind of cleaned it up. I kind of kept it around for a long, long time just because I didn't want to get rid of it because it's just kind of unique that way. And so I just decided I was going to hold on to that bad boy, and that's what I did with it. All right, so We got a few more wrenches we'll run through here. And so as I look at these, this is kind of reminds me of a hydraulic wrench of some sort. Maybe not. I don't know. I need to look that up and see. But this is a fair amount, I believe. And so you can see as we go through and try to hold it still, you can kind of see that print right there, made in the USA. Now this one, I just went through and just gave it a little bit of a polished here, and then I blued everything else. So this is as stamped over here 505, and so a 1/2 inch wrench, and I notice it just has a square notch out of it. And so, man, how far back does that bad boy go? I don't know. Would I edit the video? I'll see if I can find that out for us there. But look at that. Is that a looker or what? Man, that's just gorgeous, isn't it? Man, I love that. Love it, love it. So just a little bit of that polish and a little bit of that bluing there. I hope you guys feel the exact same way about that one there. This one here was a double open end. So it had this big end on this side, a little bit on the inside, a little size. And I thought, man, that is cool as all get out. And so as we go through and look at this one here. Now, I was just reading some comments right before I started this video. I need to use my little microscope that I got in a review, a recent video. And so I'll go through and see if I can push that up there. And I'll get some extra footage and we'll put it in there. So I'll take a picture of that logo and blow it up so we can all see it better. So thanks for the reminder. I forget who commented on that, but sometimes you get to running and you forget. So there's that W with the diamond there as well. And so we can see that there. But this one is, let's see here, 1/4 inch and, am I reading that right? 3/16. And so that looks more than 1/4 though. Maybe not. No, that looks more than bigger than 1/4. So, but anyways, I'll see if I can look this up. It has 723 stamped on this side though. But anyways, I just thought that was kind of cool. Plus, I don't recognize that stamping on there, other than the W. My guess maybe is this says JHWB Company, and so we'll look that up a little bit. I'll try to remember to do that. All right, so there you go. There's that. Here's another Billings, and how I recognize it's a Billings is because I left it all natural. I just kind of wire wheeled it off and just left it clean and oiled it up. Now notice again, now this one's been chewed on, man. And I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to try to get it all cleaned up straight because I would mess up the size anyways. But I just left it as is and just cleaned it up. And just, when you look at the history of tools, and just, where they started. Look at that. They started off square. Man, how cool is that, right? And so love that. Love it, love it. So again, I just went shopping in the garage and found a bunch of old tools, and these are some of the ones that I came out with. Hey, I got one here for you. What do you think about this one? So this one has a circle and an E in it. Now this one was very, very crunchy. Man, and this is very primitive. I mean, look at that. This thing is just rough as all get out. Now, it does have a number on this side as well, 73380. And so as we go through, it has kind of this S style, as you can see here, but it has that E on it. And so what do you think? And notice how it has this kind of flare out right here, this little arrow. That's kind of cool, right? And so, man, I don't know anything about this. And so if you know anything about this, and I know we got some good tool buffs in the audience, man, we could really use your help in that regard. So let us know on that, if you don't mind, please. All right, so there's that. Okay, so next, as we get going, we have just 2 more wrenches, and then we'll go from there. Now, remember Luke, I believe it was Luke, he went through and he brought over these wrenches. And if he didn't, he brought over some other ones that were pretty cool. But I'm thinking that Luke brought over these too. And so this is another PNC. Remember, we had these sockets over here, and so I have a little bit of PNC collection. And so I just went through, and they were just kind of had a lot of surface rust, and it's kind of cleaned them up and got them ready to go. And so, wow, look at that. I just cleaned up nice, isn't it? So as we go through and look at everything there, just a beautiful, beautiful wrench. So double box in, and then this one here was a PNC as well. Now that one there had a lot more condition issues than this one here. This one still had a lot of that finish still there, but you can see, especially if I turn it around, I guess, PNC 2236, 1 1/16 on this side and 1 1/8 on this side. But again, man, how cool is that? And notice it's these round tubular wrenches that we have here. So that's another goodie that we have there. All right, let's see here. Went through and recently I had a gentleman go through, and he found a set of wrenches, and he was kind enough to offer them my way, and I just thought, man, that's kind of cool. I know we have some Blackhawk collectors in the audience here, but check this one out. There's this little T-handle with this built-in socket right at the end, and it's a 9/16 socket, and it says 518 on this side. So Blackhawk made in the USA, and away we go. Man, goodness, look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Love that. I am falling in love with this style of wrench. And so I have that there. And so we actually had a couple other ones. Here's another Blackhawk. So that one was a 9/16, and this one here is a 1/2 inch. And so that one said 518. This one says 5/16, as you can see there. And so, wow, look at that. Got a matching pair, right in order, 1/2 inch, 9/16. So love that. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So as I was sitting there and picking through his goodies, so Kevin, he offered to let me look at some of these other ones, and notice this one here is the T-Flex. And so as we go through, it's a walled-in Worcester. And so as we go through, made in the USA, and so it's a number 1016 T-Flex. And so let's see here. I don't think it has any writing over here, but let me see here. There we go, 1/2 inch. So it's a 1/2 inch right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyways, it's a 1/2 inch, but it's a different brand. And so I just thought, man, how cool is that? Did you know I was going to get into that? I didn't know I was getting into collecting these T-handles. Crazy, isn't it? All right, and so as we go through, here's something else that he had. And I thought, well, hey, that's cool. I don't have that. I've seen it. I've run across it. Bog Manufacturing, BOG. And so let's see here, Chicago. And it has a wrench on this side, and it has a socket head on this side. And so that's kind of cool here. Let's see what this says here. See if I can get it turned around. There you go. That's the right way, I think. And so Bog Manufacturing, Chicago, 13/16 socket. Notice it has that little star logo. And then I think it even has one on this side. It actually has two, three. Let's see here. We have something right there. And then we have 1, 2, 3.5 stars or something like that. So that's kind of cool, Bog Manufacturing. And so I never thought I would be a Bog Manufacturing type of guy, but apparently I am now. And so, and the reason why I say that is because we had that one. And then I also seen that he had this one. And so as we go through now, actually this one isn't Bog, this is Walden. And so, but this is a square drive. Or a square socket here on this side, and so it's a wrench where you can kind of crank on that. I don't know exactly what it was used for, whether it was automotive or maybe something else, but I mean, how cool is that, right? And so an R1881 it looks like, and so man, that's kind of cool. So we have that's sitting there as well, so I'll put that just right over there. Let's see here, going back to Bog. I know this one is a Bog. Let's see if I can find the speed wrench here. Find the manufacturing on here. Let's see if I can find it for you. Where did I see that at? But you can tell the condition of this. You know, cleaned up really nice. And so I thought that was cool as all get out. Oh, here it is right here. So It's Bog Manufacturing, again, right down here at the bottom. But notice this one here, it says 9/16, but notice the end on here. And so it's a hex drive. It's a 6-point drive. And so for maybe sockets, I'm imagining, and so I don't have any sockets here that would go on that right now, but that could be what that's for. But I always see them 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, but I never seen them with the hex drive like that. Man, how cool is that, right? So love that. That was a unique find. I don't have that one either. And then talk about a different kind of ratchet. Check this out. And so, man, love that. Another Bog Manufacturing. But this one here, notice it has this little tiny pin right here. This little kind of rod type pin. But anyways, and so it has this open head ratchet that's on here. And then if you want to flip it, then you can turn it the other way. Let's see if I can get it going. There you go. Flip it the other way and away you go. And so, oh my goodness, look how good that bad boy cleaned up, right? And so that is sweet, sweet, sweet. So I love it. Anyways, that's what we have there. So I think that was very, very cool. And I think that is just kind of neat as all get out. So put that right back here. I'm starting to bury all the stuff underneath. I didn't want to do that. But anyways, that's where we're at. All right. Let's see here. I went through and cleaned up these as well. And so notice this is an old Craftsman, long C all the way through the end. It's a BE series and it has this push through, as you can see here. And so that is neat. And so, man, this one was brown, brown, brown. And so I just kind of cleaned it all up and got it going again. And this sucker just works great, right? So now remember on these, when you push through, you can push it through the other way and that's going to be the off and the on. But that's what it looks like on the reverse side as we get going through here. But look at the knurling on here, still in fantastic condition. The end of it, sometimes those guys used to use it as a hammer this way or that way, but this one is clean. So I love that. Man, I can't wait to add that to my collection because I do not have this style, I don't believe. And so that is cool as all get out. And in addition to that, here's what it also came with. It came with this long extension. And so check that out, like a 10, 12-inch extension here. But this is a Craftsman BE as well. And so that's cool. And then it came with a little shorty, like a little 5-inch or whatever it is. And so this one cleaned up pretty good as well. It has a little bit of an indentation there. But overall, this bad boy cleaned up, didn't it? Wow, love that. Well, if that wasn't enough, it also had some sockets that were in the same box. And so check that out. Man, nice and clean as well. So 1 1/8, and this one's probably like a 1-inch or something like that. Yeah. So 1 inch. I'm running out of room. I don't even know where I'm going to put all this stuff, but so there's 1 inch there. I got a couple more that went through in size. So we won't look at the condition with 7/8 and then 3/4, and then but they're all pretty much cleaned up about the same as you can see here. And so this is another 3/4. So there's a dupe on that. And then this is a 9/16. So we're missing probably a few of these, but that's okay because I have some other BEs that we can go through and fill in the blanks. And so it went from 9/16 to 1/2 inch, or excuse me, 7/16. So we're missing the 1/2 inch. Now this one is an 8-point. So as we go through, it's a BE series as well. So a 9/16, but that's cleaned up really nice as well. And so we have a couple more. And so this one here is a 3/8 inch drive. And so as we go through, it's a 7/16, just like you can see here, 3/8 inch drive. Notice how thin that is. Wow, that's pretty thin. And then as we go through, just the name escaped me just right when I'm getting ready to push it out here. And so I know you guys know what these are. And so we had a couple of these. Man, I can't believe it escaped me that way. I think this one actually, I don't know, I can't tell. if it's been modified that way or not. But this one here obviously goes all the way out to the end. It seems like I've seen them all the way out to the end. So that is what made me kind of think that. All right, that's what I cleaned up. I also cleaned up a few other things. Now this one here, and this is just stuff I picked up along the way. $1 here, $1 there, whatever I spent on it, I don't remember. But I do remember this one here. Just recently I went to a garage sale and I spent 50 bucks. And I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm only going to show you part of what I got because I already put some of it away and I don't remember exactly what was part of it. I didn't put it on film. But this was part of what I got for $50. And so I went through and got some Mac. And so this gentleman, the story goes, he's getting ready to move to back to his home country in Turkey to take care of his family, his mom. And so his brother was a mechanic here in the States. Him and his brother came, and they were letting go. He had to sell every single thing. He was only taking 3 suitcases back home. And so anyways, he let me pick through his garage. Obviously, I wasn't the first one, but I did find some goodies there. So this was a Mac here, so and it's a swivel socket, so 11/16. And so I think that was kind of a nice find. This one here is a Mac as well, and so this one is let's see, metric, I think 16 millimeter. So these are just kind of a mixture of stuff that he had, and this one was let's see, a 5/8. So that's we got 2 SAEs and 1 metric so far. Let's see here, and this is a 13 millimeter. And so we've got a couple of these that we're kind of adding to the bundle. So I picked up those. And then I also picked up, he had some other snap-on. And so I did pick these up and put them in the bath and clean them up for us. But these are metric, and then 1 swivel head here. So these are 3/8 inch drive, by the way. And so I had some deep ends and then 1 swivel and then some shallow sockets that were here. Anyways, that was part of his brother's collection that he had still left that way. So that was cool as all get out. And so the last thing that I have that I did not put away, and I wish I would have filmed it all, but I didn't, was this set of snap-ons. And so he had this and he let me have it. Now I specifically remember how it went. So this whole set right here went for $10. He said, "Hey, just give me 10 bucks and you can take it away. I feel good that it's you're gonna take care of it." And I said, "Yes, I will." Now this is SAE set. That's a metric set. But look at that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 piece set for 10 bucks, less than $1 a piece. But $10 for the whole set of snap-on. Now this was $10. I think this was $10. These were like $5. So you can see this is about half of what I got in that haul for 50 bucks. I wish I would have remembered what else was there. But anyways, that's what I got for 50 bucks. And then everything else I just kind of picked up along the way. And like I said, oops, dropped one of the sockets. Like I said, I just went through and cleaned it all up and just had a heyday of just doing nothing but cleaning as I was going. So what do you think? Do you have a favorite here? How did I do on this last buy? I think I did pretty good, actually. But you be the judge. And so do you have a favorite out of the bunch here? Man, I tell you what, that bog stuff is pretty cool. But think about it for just a moment. All right, we'll be right back. Let's get the camera turned around and finish this video up. All right, we are back. Wow, what do you think about all that? That's kind of cool, isn't it? I got to tell you, I had so much fun just cleaning tools. I wasn't under the gun. I wasn't shooting a video. I wasn't just trying to meet a deadline. I was just having fun. And I only started off thinking I was going to clean up maybe 3 or 4 tools. And before you know it, I cleaned up all of those. And they were just a mixed bag of stuff, isn't it? And so I really got a kick out of that. So I love that. But what was your favorite? Well, for me, I got to tell you, it's hard because they're all so good. I got some new pieces like that bog stuff. Never had that before in the collection. And it was so funny. Yesterday, actually, I stopped by an antique store because I was just driving by the area, and I actually, it was 2 days ago, and I jumped in there and ran through, and I found another piece of bog. Now, I didn't put it in here, but I found another piece made by them, and I can't wait to get that cleaned up. I'm on my way. I was starting to clean up, and how about those T-handles with the sockets at the end? Those are cool, aren't they? But anyways, what's your favorite? Well, for me, I picked out a few. You know, I'm a big Craftsman guy, and I do not have that Craftsman that's right there with the push through. And so I love that. And so I can't wait to put that in the drawer with that long C drawer that I have there. Plus, do you remember this one here? So this was that Fairmount wrench. And so I love that as well. And just because it looks cool. I just love that look. Man, that is just round and smooth in the hand. And that is just good looking, I think. And so I love that. So that's another favorite. But probably for me, I don't know, just because I'm intrigued and it's so primitive. I don't know anything about this wrench. And so please educate us. Do you guys have this wrench? And so if you have it, please let us know what it stands for there. And then remember, we have our numbering right along the back there that you can see. See if I can hold it a little bit closer. And so, wow. And so that's kind of cool. All three of them actually are a tie, I think, for me. And so I think that's neat. Oh, remember that Snap-on set? $10. How can you beat that for a whole 12-piece SAE socket set for Snap-on? That's pretty cool. But anyways, I have some of those. The cost is pretty good, but I like those. Anyways, that's what we have for you guys. And so if you like it, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe if this is your first time here. We're just trying to do some finds, and this is just what I found in the garage. And actually, I still have more that I need to get to. But anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for stopping by. And until next time, we'll see you there.